4 crew members of a Taiwanese fishing boat detained in China are on their way back to Taiwan after being held for over a month. But the boat's captain is still in detention in China. Louise Watt is following the story for us from Taipei. Louise, what do we know about these men's release?
Well, their release comes after discussions between Taiwanese officials and city-level officials in China. And this morning, China released 4 fishers. 1 was Taiwanese, 3 were Indonesian. As you say, Laurel, the captain is still in China along with their boat, and that's because of an ongoing investigation, according to China. Now, the 4 who were released, they were taken in a small boat from a port in China to the median line in the Taiwan Strait. That's the unofficial border between Taiwan and China. And that's where the handover took place. Now, it's obviously dependent on the weather, but if all goes according to plan, they should arrive back on the Taiwanese island of Penghu tonight. Now, the background to this case, they were detained by China's Coast Guard at the beginning of July in waters close to Jinmen, that's Taiwanese island. China's Coast Guard says they were in Chinese waters. They were flouting a seasonal ban on fishing in that area, and they were also using illegal fishing nets. That's because their nets had a mesh that was a smaller size than what was allowed to protect fishing stocks. Now, Taiwan recognized that they were in Chinese waters, but they said it was unusual for a fishing vessel to be treated in this way, and they characterized the response from China as heavy-handed. Now, this was one case in a series in the past few months that have raised tensions in the waters between Taiwan and China. In February, 2 Chinese fishers drowned while being chased by Taiwan's Coast Guard. Just 2 weeks ago, their bodies and their boat were returned back to China. Soon after that, China released a Taiwanese fisherman who had been held in China for more than 4 months. So on one hand, it seems that perhaps tensions are easing between the two. On the other hand, both Taiwan and China have boosted military maritime security in the area since these incidents. And Taiwan accuses China's Coast Guard of increasing incursions around the areas, around the waters of Jinmen. And also today, Taiwan's Defense Ministry said that in the few hours before the handover took place, 16 Chinese planes flew over the median line. And so that is a reminder of the military pressure that China is piling on Taiwan.